Now, a new book written by Pranab Mukherjee's daughter, Sharmistha Mukherjee, is at the center of a political conspiracy because it has revealed former president's thoughts on Rahul Gandhi. The book, titled Pranab, My Father, A Daughter Remembers, carries excerpts from former president's diary entries and personal stories lifetime congressman narrated to the daughter. Referring to the diary entries, the book says that Pranab Mukherjee advised Rahul Gandhi to join the cabinet to get some first-hand experience in governance, but Rahul did not heed the advice. It says Pranab Mukherjee thought of Rahul Gandhi as someone who is full of questions but yet to mature politically. Pranab also wrote in his diary about the 2013 episode when Rahul Gandhi tore an ordinance that sought to overturn the SC ruling that disqualified convicted MPs and MLAs. At that time, Rahul spoke against the party's decision and called the move complete nonsense. The book, quoting former president, says Rahul's actions were totally uncalled for and reflected that Rahul had all the arrogance of the Gandhi-Nehru lineage without their political acumen. In another excerpt from the book, Sharmistha writes that her father felt that some of the comments made by Rahul Gandhi reflected his political immaturity. The book says Pranab was disappointed by Rahul's disappearance. He felt that Sonia was bent upon making Rahul her successor, but Rahul's lack of charisma and political understanding created a problem. The book also carries glowing praise for Prime Minister Modi. Sharmistha writes that her father mentioned in her opinion that Narendra Modi is the only Prime Minister after Indira Gandhi who has the ability to feel the pulse of people so acutely and accurately.
He felt that Rahul was yet to mature politically. You know, he praised Rahul as very, very courteous, full of questions. Once Rahul Gandhi came to meet my father in the morning. As it transpired that he was supposed to meet him in the evening, but Rahul's office had misinformed him that the meeting was in the morning. And when I asked my father, so he very sarcastically I mean, he was not really amused, you know, because he was a very particular man and, you know, so he very sarcastically commented that if Rahul's office can't differentiate between the AM and the PM, how do they hope to run the PMO one day?
Now, the revelation in the book has sparked a political war of words, with the BJP saying it stands vindicated, but Congress and its allies stoutly defended by an MP.
आज क्या मैच्योर हो गए हो क्या? आज भी तो वही है। वो कुल मिलाकर देखिए, ये सोने की चम्मच लेकर पैदा होने वाले राजा के घर में राज्य सीट काट वाट से रहने वाले लोग, और ये देश में सेवा की राजनीति इनके बस की बात नहीं।
See, I haven't read the book. The former president is a very seasoned politician and he's not here to clarify what he has said, so I'm really not in a position to comment about it. The Rahul Gandhi is the most acceptable leader for the rank and file of the party, and the entire rank and file accepts Rahul Gandhi as his leader.
And joining me on News Hour Direct is none other than the daughter of Pranab Da, as we all know him. And she's written a book, Pranab, My Father, A Daughter Remembers. A book based on diary written by Pranab Da himself and based on her own interactions with her father, who's always referred to as an encyclopedia of parliament functioning, of constitutional issues, and of course of political tidbits that nobody else would have access to. How have you got this reservoir of his experiences? Was there a diary that he maintained? Are these conversations on which you've based your book?
Yes, my father had the habit of writing diaries, not just one diary, but there are like, I mean, he has been writing diaries since ages. So, of course, that has been the most valuable source of information, and also my course of conversation with him over the years. And plus also my conversation, you know, with the different political leaders, including some, very little, with the current Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. So all these things, from whatever I had heard from my father, from whatever I heard from other people, from what I learned from his diaries, and plus some of my own research. So that has constitute, you know, the major source of information for this book.
What did Pranab Pranab right about the Nehru-Gandhi family and the personality cult around them and how they were perceived by congressmen over the years?
One thing I have to tell you, because my father had been a congressperson throughout his life. It started from his late 60s, and then his association with Indira ji, and then later with Rajiv, with Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, Sonia Gandhi ji, Narendra Modi, and very little bit with Rahul Gandhi. So obviously, the majority, the bulk of the book is of his journey, and that is by remaining within Congress. So there are some very positive and there are some negatives also, what I learned from the diaries. But, being a congressman, he was extremely worried towards the fag end of his life that at the disastrous decline of Congress, he could not fathom it. And throughout his diaries towards the later period, from 2014 onwards, he seemed to be perplexed and also very worried about the declining of Congress. So he has written tits and bits. At no point, he has given a full detailed analysis. Only towards the very fag end of his life, just before maybe a couple of months before he's passing away. So he wrote that, and there are earlier instances in his diaries, even as early as 1970s, somewhere he talks about AICC session in Chandigarh, where he talks about that for the first time he felt that in a Congress session there was no voice of dissent. And he observed that, and he wrote that for the first time I am seeing there is no voice of dissent. I don't understand the reason for this, and I do not know whether it's going to be good for the democracy. The only concise information or his thoughts I got is absolutely towards the fag end of his life, just a few months before passing away. He felt, I wrote much more in detail about it in the book, that this whole personality cult started from Indira ji's time. And he also questioned, his own blind loyalty to Indira Gandhi and later to Sonia Gandhi, saying that am I not, or people like us are not responsible for the decline of Congress, for allowing, the whole, stopping the practice of democratically electing leaders within the party, for allowing the Gandhi-Nehru family to concentrate the full power in its hand. So he also felt responsible for it, and I think he was, because he was a major face within Congress party. So similarly, he felt that a cult around the Gandhi-Nehru family started developing from Indira ji's time, and then slowly it reached to such an extent, and the psychophancy, he also used this word psychophancy quite often, especially towards the later days entry of his diary entries, that the psychophancy of the Gandhi-Nehru, about the Gandhi-Nehru family, that has perhaps led to the decline, and that belief that nobody other than a member of Gandhi-Nehru family can lead the party, that has in a way contributed to the decline of the party.